you want to say something? No. Say hi.
Don't go anywhere because after the break. God, Limp Bizkit. Union J.
We haven't really.
Mash up.
That sounds amazing.
I know.
Definitely happening. What's it going about?
Yeah, it's about
Basketball.
about trying to get.
These are night courts.
I was going to elaborate on that later.
Start the frames.
Get Caught is the opening track on our... Get Caught is the opening fucking track on our album. Deal with it.
That's rude. That's rude.
Get Caught is the opening track on our album.
What? I don't,
What?
I don't want that in the shop. Go on.
Get Caught is the opening track on our album. Get Caught is the opening track on our album. Get Caught is the opening... Na. Get Caught is the opening track on our album. So we were jamming that and I wanted something rhythmic. I'm going to do this now.
No.
Now you two just shut up. It was a rhythmic idea that I was bouncing around. And Nikki liked the idea. So then Nikki started playing with me.
Can't you fucking stop crying for a minute?
Yeah, just pack it in.
I hate you though.
Jesus Christ. Get Caught started off as a riff idea that I had in the bunker. It was never actually intended to be a song, just something that I was jamming. Nikki started jamming it with me because you listened to a lot of Dead Letter Circus, it?
It's very, yeah, I thought the riff was very Dead Letter Circus themed. It was just like quite quirky, quite progressive.
And I didn't even show Luke what to play, just sort of like learned it by ear and just started playing it.
Magic fingers over there.
Yeah,
Well.
pretty good. And then Dan just started doing his lead over it, which like suited it really well. Tom just sat and listened to it, and he was making a lot of notes on his phone at the time.
Yeah.
Well, he got the idea with the song title you had before, wasn't it? Well,
Yeah.
it was called Get Caught, and then you expanded the lyrics around that.
But yeah, we also wrote Get Caught as an opening track on the album because we wanted something that was hard. You know, it's, yeah. As soon as you put the album on, it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to listen to this.
Lyrically, the song's well, getting caught together. Basically about being together, just about you want to be caught together, you want to be, you know, just together, I guess.
Yeah, you want to know.
Yeah, it's about just, you know, we're a unit. We get caught together. A good soldier never leaves a man behind.
I think that one, when we brought that one out, that was like, that's our sound, that's just like what we want to be. That's where it's the opening track of the album, so you get a feel for what we're like straight away.
It's been a pleasure working with you.
It hasn't been a pleasure working with you today.
This is Get Caught.
I knew that was like. Okay.
Put it on airplane mode, pal. Or I'll put it on airplane mode and make it fly. What was I saying? We started writing Wake Up in the bunker. We were just having a big writing session. That's probably one of the tracks where we were like, it wasn't sort of focused on riff.
Yeah, it was more like just the beat and the rhythm to keep it powerful and that.
It was more about the track, more focused on the song. And I went and did record the drums in Liverpool at the Motor Museum with our grooves, so that was good. Oh, the drum room's really good. It's this big stone drum room. We've had like 1975, Arctic Monkeys there, Bring Me the Horizon were there.
First time we actually went into Red City Studios, which is where we did the majority of the album. We did the bass and the vocals for Wake Up, and that was a great experience to be at the studio for the first time. We just thought if we make the lyrics open so people can translate them in their own way, it broadens the horizon of the tune. Me and Tom, we like sat down.
I always aim it as like people who do sort of 9 to 5 jobs and like they hate them, and I understand why people do that kind of stuff, is obviously to get money. You know, I've been there, we've all been there, but you know, who've got bigger dreams, so they want to get out of that situation and just follow their dreams. That's where I take out.
Well, I'm going to make my life better. I'm going to improve everything, every aspect of it.
Playing that track live is great. It's one of my favourite tracks to play because it's so full on. It's quite a drum heavy song, so obviously I'm going to like it. Yeah, it's gone down really well. You know, radio stations, Kerrang and all Roxanne of all them, all have picked it up. I've had Scuzz playing it on Kerrang, Fresh Blood and stuff like that.
Sets the tone for the album. This is like what you're going to get.
Yeah, definitely. Cause it's got all the elements of the whole album in that song as well, hasn't it? You know,
Yeah.
It's power, hooky chorus, looks like that little breakdown part. You know, happy days.
Now have a listen to Wake Up, check it out.
Bridges came about when we was on the McBusted tour.
Halfway through the tour, we've been getting a bit stir crazy because they've been playing the same songs and not really practicing as much. We had the day off and there was no interviews or radio sessions that we had to do, so I found a rehearsal rooms not too far from the venue, and we just went over there and took some of our gear and had a practice. But yeah, when we were jamming through the songs, we were like, well, what can we do? I was like, let's not do the set that we've been doing. So we had this idea. Well, you came up with you wanted a riff.
Yeah, just a nice simple riff. I sang it through, and then Dan did on the guitar, and then we just kind of jammed that for the rest of that session. And we had that for a while, and then we met Dave, our producer, and it was originally in E, and then we dropped it down to D. Yeah, and it's a bit more grungy, a bit more bullshit.
It just seemed to fit a lot better. I mean, like, I didn't really much like the riff to start with, and it was in E. It was a bit like it's a bit weird to me, and I kept playing it the octave down. And when Dave came in and dropped it and said we should drop it to D, then it just really came alive from there. And so, like say, it got a bit darker and a bit moodier, and could really like roll with it.
Yeah. I didn't know how to play that, I couldn't be asked to learn it, so I just dropped out. And then Luke just followed my lead and dropped out. And I always remember that bit when Nick just did the snare, and it was just Dan and Nicky just doing that riff. That just like little bits and like that in tunes that I find really amusing to look back on.
It's quite a good bit because, like you say, everyone just drops out and it lays it bare right before the bridge, the second chorus. I really like the bridge. I think that works really well because the song's quite driving, and then the bridge just drops it and it really moves really slow, and like the guitar bits that I did and like that Reese did, and the melody that you've got on that.
As soon as it dropped, it was just so much easier to do melodies and lyrics to it. I think that was the first song we did. We was really happy with it. We was really pleased with it. It's exactly what we wanted to sound like at the time, what we wanted to aim to be like. And then from then on, I think that was what set us off to write the rest of the album in that same kind of vein, same kind of format as well.
Really got probably the best out of each other, and like you say, it started the album.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the first song we did is a 5-piece, you know, new sound essentially, and it just recording that as well was good. It was good time recording it down in Motor Museum with Al, and you know, he's just a great engineer, and obviously Dave's a great producer, and we're just kind of fan athlete with that song. And it was a really good experience recording all together, you know. So it's good for Nick as well to do his first tune with us properly.
The middle section, my lead part, is actually, I can't ever do it live, well at the moment anyway, because it's 3 layers of guitars. The idea was to sound like a violin section. Well, that's what I went for with the rhythm of it, like the way it builds up the da da da.
Orchestral voice.
Yeah.
This is Bridges.
Save the Night. Where did it come about? I think it was on the Elise tour, because...
I don't know, man. I think
Yeah,
so.
I think it
I saw before that.
No, it wasn't that.
No, I think it was, wasn't it?
I must
We
have
played on the Elise,
tour, so
Fucking hell.
definitely wasn't the Elise tour.
That was your first, you know, sort of idea into the
Yeah, it was-
musical direction.
There was 2 ideas. I had the chords that I was playing around with, I can't remember the dressing room now, but you quite liked it because the...
I think it's sound check when you and I aren't doing it.
Yeah, I was playing with that, and then, because it's your sort of thing,
Yeah,
like come running over to me and was like, what's that? And I was like, well, it's just an idea that I got. She was like, oh, we'll use that. So that was those ideas.
Love that personality.
That's what happened. And it had like a lot of delays on it. It had a dotted eighth, which I really liked. And I actually recorded it and sent it to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
And that kind of sparked off to, which was there, which you really liked again. So I threw them together, and we went to the studio, and good old Johnny Rocker suggested that I played it here, which gives it a different feel. And because it's on the bassier strings, it gives it a bit more low end, and it makes it a lot more smoother and creamier, which I really, really liked. So we put it there. And yeah, the song just came about, parts of it came about on the Vamps tour, and just practicing after as well. And it was one of those songs again that just really came together in the practice room.
Yeah.
It was a little bit left, like sort of like left wing of what we were doing before, because it's a lot more, people would say it's indie. Yeah, we were listening to 1975 as well, weren't we?
Yeah,
We were going through a stage of pouring that album.
Yeah.
Very good album. So we listened to that, and there's definitely influences from them on that. There's definitely influences from the vocals as well. Because of the chords being quite full and open, there's a lot of scope there for lead and vocals. So, and it was good because the way that Dan put his lead wasn't clashing with any of your vocals.
I mean, like, the reason why it's so good is because it is different, and it's such a different side to us, a different side to our music, and it's like people pick it out as one of the strongest songs in our set because it's different to other tunes. It's easy to spark ideas for melodies and lyrics, and that. This is basically, I just had the idea of setting it in like a house party and that, and you know, kind of just saving memories. People all these days just save stuff on their phones, like Snapchat, stuff like that, and I was just like, maybe that could be a kind of theme of it, like save the night, like you have a great night, you save it on your phone and that, and like just the memories, you keep it.
I never found this out until we got drunk and Manchester was recording the album after we recorded it, and he decided to explain what the lyrics actually meant. I was quite impressed. I was probably drunk as well.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And what I really like about the song is the way that Luke's bass works with Nicky's foot. It's real tight, and especially in the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus is probably my favourite parts of the song. Yeah, it's just a good song to like, especially when we play it live. It brings the set down a little bit. But you can see people, instead of like moshing it, they go to a little bit of a dance.
Yeah, it's good catchy, good catchy chorus that people sing along to, easy to pick up and that.
And I think it sits well in the album where it is. It's like, you know, it's in a space where it's like, you know, you get a bit of a breather, you get to like just relax a little bit, because I said the album's quite full on.
Nah, that's Gotta buy the album for that.
this is Save the Night.
But I never know if all the things you say are just a show. Ain't question on my words. You say that it's my fault. I don't wanna play these games with you anymore. Stop touching, just checking me out. Back to my place, I've been kissing my mouth and I'm tired, but I don't wanna leave. There's a situation happening in my heart. Don't you wanna stay the night? Don't you wanna stay the night? All these broken glasses lying here on the floor. Don't you wanna stay the night? Don't you wanna stay the night?
Waiting for Olivia came from an idea I had on the acoustic guitar when we were on the Vamps tour. We were in Cardiff at the time, like backstage, and just messing about on the guitar, trying to do something a bit more like Foo Fighters, A Day to Remember like style. I mean, that sounds pretty weird because they're completely different bands.
I heard you playing it, so I walked over to you and I was like, what's that? And you showed me and I was like, that's actually the first song that I worked on with you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, because he had the verse and the chorus throughout the whole of the Vamps tour that we kept playing and jamming with. But I've actually probably got a memo somewhere on my phone.
Yeah.
And we came back, got into the practice room and played it, and there was just something we really liked the chorus. The chorus was really big. Tom had some great like melodies for it, but the verse just wasn't sitting right. There was something we wanted to change about it, and I had like a previous idea of like sort of like strange, well not strange chords, but they were like. So we made that work with it, and we had like a load of, it got quite atmospheric, didn't it? Yeah. For the verses, which we quite liked, because it was all quite slow.
And then that's how we did the demo. So we did the demo, and like that, it was slow, atmospheric, and that's how it rolled for a bit, innit? Because the chorus, cause I think for me the best part of that tune was the pre-chorus.
Yeah.
Because the pre-chorus really just like lifts it, and then the chorus is like full on. And then jumps back down.
Yeah, and there was a lot of dynamics in it, and the dynamics changed like quite dramatically. When I wrote that verse, it had like the delays work with the, which I really wanted to keep in with it, and I know I kind of like pushed for that to like kind of.
You were adamant.
Kept in.
Kept in.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it worked. Well, we changed the vocals though. Oh yeah, we recorded two versions because there was like 50% of us that were like. We really like this. We really like the way this works, and then there's other percentage saying, just 50. They're saying that no, we prefer the sort of faster version, but it was a bit too classic rock, wasn't it? It was a bit too. Like,
I don't think it was classic rock. I think it was a bit. I liked it. I think we all come to agreement that this version of the album is what we wanted. That's how we started to write it. That's how we originally demoed. So
it was the last one we did, wasn't it? It was the last one we recorded, and we did the two versions. And after you go through the whole album, you've got like the likes of like Get Caught, Lifeboat and stuff that are all power, and it's like quite all the way through the song. It's quite, you know. And we thought, no, this wouldn't be that bad because we thought, oh, this is dynamics are too much. But it is a nice sort of contrast in this, and we thought actually this will fit quite well.
It's a good link between a few as well, because I say it's got a driving chorus, like Stars and like Bridges and like Get Caught and Wake Up, but it also the verses lend it nice to being like Close to Me and Save the Night and Lifeboat.
They work with that atmospheric delayed sort of like feeling, which is I'd say it's a nice sort of crossover from like, you know, say the likes of Get Caught to Save the Night. There is a middle ground, which is the middle ground is Olivia. No, right.
Definitely finished with this.
I really like playing this song live, especially on the Glamour of the Kill tour, because it was the ending song and it's got the big riff at the end of it. I know it was. It was a brilliant point, and this fucking idiot here starts laughing and putting me off.
this is Waiting for Olivia.
Lifeboat was one of the last tracks we did for the album. I had a couple chords on acoustic guitar, and then I showed Reese, and it kind of just sprung from the practice room, really.
There's a few sections in it, but it's not a very long song, and I think we all like that because it's like, from go, it's like, it's nice and slow in the beginning, and then it kind of builds. Once it kicks in, it doesn't really stop from then.
No.
It's pretty much like, you know, power through it. What I really like about Lifeboat is the lyrics and like the meaning stuff by it. I thought it was quite clever.
I kind of liked the concept of Lifeboat and the kind of concept of being like your second option, like your first option's failed, and then your lifeboat is kind of like your safety net, and that's going down as well. And I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Your plan A's gone wrong, and then you jump to your plan B, no matter what that is, and it's going down. I think you can relate to this, and it's like everything's not quite happening how you want it to, and you're like, oh no, this isn't very well.
No.
Pretty good, isn't it?
Well,
Lyrical genius.
You know, don't want to brag over it. But
It's not directed at a certain thing, it's just like an open sort of like range where people can just go, oh yeah, I know how you're feeling, I can relate to that.
Deep. It's a relentless tune. I really like going tits on that one.
See? Because it's in the middle of the song, it kind of like slows down a bit and it's real tight, and it's really good, especially for live. It's really good for us to get our head down and really enjoy the song. And then we thought, that isn't used enough in the song, let's bring it back to the end as well. So we brought it to the end, and that's where we all kind of go tits. Because the beginning starts off with a very clean sort of like, with Dan, very sort of moody, and it really sets a scene. And there's like not a lot going on with the vocals, which is really, really nice. And then like the song kicks in with the chorus, which is great because then like it's sort of like an injection of adrenaline because it takes you by surprise. Me and Nikki were playing around with rhythms and stuff and trying to get real tight with different things. So we did the, like I did the, and Dan was putting his lead line over it, and Nikki just like Nikki's pretty good at his ears, don't tell him that. And he just started playing, it was great. And then Luke just kind of like looks at you, hears it, and you don't even need to tell him what to do, he's just like straight away like, okay. And he picks up on the rhythm, he locks in with Nikki straight away, even though the beat's fresh, they lock in really well, and it just all gels.
Have a listen to Lifeboat.
Coming from the water, heading for the shore. Certain things I tell you to keep you warm. But love must be sinking towards the door. We can stop the rain.
Dan didn't find a lead line for ages, did he, on that one?
I hate that song. It's like, I hate that song. I know every time we were playing it, I was like, yeah, I love it.
I do like this one. Yeah, I do like this. I like the message. Stay close to me.
I think it's a very relatable song. I think it's really good. I think it's right up there. Like the melody is really good.
Oh, thanks, man. Oh, I like the flowy drums as well.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, sick.
That was one of the first ones we wrote as well. We were writing them in like group of threes, so that one came about and it just seemed to flow really well. Like my approach to that one was like, I wanted to flow. I was listening to like lots of Muse and stuff at the time, so like the first verse was a lot of Tom work. It's very flowy.
Flowy. Keyword flowy.
Flowy. It's like quite a powerful, punchy song, and then when the chorus drops and it's like we did like the halftime thing where it just drops and it's quite full on, even though it drops. There's quite a lot happening. No, it's good. It's a great one to play. It's a really, really good one to play. It's a powerful tune. I think that one means quite a lot to me because it's with every little things going on at the time and stuff, and we were still finding our feet with writing. And then that was like one of the first ones where we were like, this is like quite a good format how we've wrote it. Yeah.
So here's Close to Me.